agriculture, and we want the union government also to have a separate budget for agriculture. So if you're increasing seats, increase it across the board for all the states equally, or you base it on 1971 census. So without them announcing anything, we can't be in a position to comment anything. Now the elections are around the corner. As usual, the DMK is taking the anti-Hindi plank, and this is what they've been doing it for the last 50, 60 years, issuing shadow agricultural draft budget for the last 18 years. This is our 18th shadow budget. And because of us, finally the Tamil Nadu government also has announced an agricultural budget, separate budget for agriculture 4 years ago. And their budget, the Tamil Nadu budget, is going to be on 15th of March this year. So that line, we are happy that because of us, now Tamil Nadu has taken up this budget for agriculture, and we want the union government also to have a separate budget for agriculture. Just like they had earlier for railways, now they should have a separate budget for agriculture. So PMK will be participating in the all-party meeting, and our suggestion is, if the government of India increases a 30% or a 33%, or example, just say 30% increase in the parliament seats, this increase should be across the board for all the states. If there's a 30% increase in seats, Tamil Nadu also should have a 30% increase in seats. Uttar Pradesh also should have a 30% increase in seats. Bihar should also have a 30% increase in seats. Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, every state should have a 30% increase in seats. You can't just have it population based today. See, this 543 seats were based on 1971 census. And at the time, Tamil Nadu's population was 4 crores. Today it is 8 crores, just doubled. Whereas Bihar's population has tripled. Uttar Pradesh has tripled. Madhya Pradesh has tripled. Rajasthan has tripled. And we have been doing well in family planning procedures and population stabilization methods. Because we have been doing good, you don't penalize us. When I say us, southern states have been doing good. So, this is something where, because we did good government of India's program well, you can't penalize us saying that no, you will have lesser seats. Even though Home Minister said that we want to decrease the seats. But then you can't give those seats an undue advantage, increasing it enormously. So if you're increasing seats, increase it across the board for all the states equally. Or you base it on 1971 census. So without them announcing anything, we can't be in a position to comment anything. Whether this is this increase or decrease, or this 31 seats or 38 seats or 48 seats or 49 seats, these are all just like that. Hypothetically, everybody is talking about it. So until the government of India has announced it, then only we will know the delimitation of. Now the elections are around the corner. As usual, the DMK is taking the anti-Hindi plank, and this is what they've been doing it for the last 50, 60 years. But at the same time, the union government shouldn't enforce anything to the states. Tamil Nadu, we have been having a two-language policy for nearly 60 years. It has been successful. We have been successful in Tamil Nadu as a state. Tamil Nadu is one of the most developed state in India. And we've been contributing the second largest GSDP in the country after Maharashtra. So we have been successful having this formula, this two-language policy. Why change it today? What is going to be having? What will be more advantages today? I don't see any more advantage here. See, education is in the concurrent list. It's not in the central list. It was in the state list until Indira Gandhi brought it into the concurrent list. In a concurrent list, the union government can put in laws and policies. The state government can adopt it if it wants. A policy, a law it has to, but a policy it can adopt it if it wants. You can't force it saying that if you don't adopt that policy, we won't give you funds. That is absolutely wrong. So that methodology is wrong. You could request the state, or you could give it more incentive. Instead of decreasing 2,100 crores, you increase saying that we'll give you 5,000 crores if you take up this policy. So that is the incentive you have to give rather than disincentive, then cutting off that, saying that this funds we will deny you funds. That is absolutely wrong. And these funds should be used for the children studying here in Tamil Nadu. You can't deny a child their education rights. just because the state government doesn't accept your policy. And going back, we are not against any language, learning any language. If necessity we could learn. Today there is no necessity. Who all want, they definitely can learn. But you can't force something to do, otherwise we will deny you funds. That's it. Mr. Stalin today, like he is a savior of Tamil. What has he done for Tamil language? Nothing. What have these people done for the upliftment of Tamil language? Zero. It is shameful to say that Tamil Nadu is the only state in the country without learning your mother tongue, you could get your degree, you could get your PhD, you could do research without studying your mother tongue. It is shameful. And they have been doing it for 58 years, they have been ruling. What have they done? Nothing.